there's a number of young people that I've come into contact with who don't have jobs, who have a lot of time to burn. And I said to them, forget all this trying to find a job and this and that. Get on Facebook, get going with your life. It's a marvellous thing, isn't it? Marvellous what Facebook can provide. And it provides tremendous opportunity, socialising for the socially inept. And it's also just a wonderful way of updating a status. And it's important to tell people where you're at.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how will they know? Yeah, there's a sense of community, isn't it? There's a sense of community on Facebook.
It's more than a sense of community, it's a sense of self.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you supposed to... I mean, how on earth, in the days before these innovations,
Yes.
did we even know who we were?
Yes.
We just... You could walk through the door and forget which one of the people in the room you were.
Yes, I can't remember anybody's names. But of course on Facebook, I don't have to.
I once... I got a Facebook virus on my computer, and this virus is actually... It's spread to real life. So what was happening was... I went on the tube and it was very crowded, and I bumped into this man. I just bumped into him.
You poked him anyway.
No, I bumped into him. And before I knew it, I was someone else, and I went home to a house, but it wasn't my house. And I went home to my wife, and she was much better looking than my actual wife. And we had 3 children and lived happily ever after, and sadly she died last year. But I can't remember what my previous wife was, so I can't go back to her.
I really love getting a poke on Facebook as well. I mean, I enjoyed being poked. It certainly reminds me of the summer of 1953 at Scout Camp.
Oh yes, I always got in trouble for not cleaning my woggle. Baden Powell, he was a great advocate of poking.
Oh, Baden, lovely.
He liked a little poke.
He loved his boys, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember I was one of his favourites for a short while. He had his favourites, But what do you think he would have made of Facebook? Well, he would have been poking everybody, wouldn't he?
Can you build a fire on Facebook? Can you put a tent up? Can you have a can of beans?
Can you resuscitate the dead on Facebook? In many ways you can, I suppose.
Oh yeah. Well, you never really die on Facebook unless you get banned, of course.
Yeah. What happens to the dead on Facebook? I mean, do they... they can't update their status, really, can they?
You can still send them messages.
But they're still there. I mean, they're just like... They're zombies, really. They stumble around in the internet how long after they've passed on. And my question really is that do they still have a yearning to eat people's brains?
Ronald, that sounds like you on a Friday night.
Yes, well, rather.